The brown UPS uniform had always been a symbol of trust and reliability in American neighborhoods. But in a shocking case that has rocked Southern California, federal investigators are hunting for a UPS delivery route driver accused of pulling off one of the most audacious inside jobs in recent history, stealing $19.6 million in cartel drug money that had been cleverly hidden inside legitimate package shipments. The suspect, whose identity remains protected as the manhunt continues, disappeared without a trace on the same day federal agents discovered the massive theft. Now the FBI has expanded its search statewide, with sources close to the investigation expressing fears that the rogue driver may have already crossed into Mexico with the stolen cartel cash. This isn't your typical package theft. This is a sophisticated criminal operation that exploited one of America's most trusted delivery networks, turning the familiar brown trucks and uniformed drivers into unwitting accomplices in a multi-million-dollar money laundering scheme that stretched across the entire Southwest. Before we dive deep into this incredible story of betrayal, organized crime, and a massive federal manhunt, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss our latest true crime investigations. The investigation began 3 weeks ago when federal agents monitoring Sinaloa cartel financial networks noticed alarming disruptions in their carefully tracked money flows. Drug Enforcement Administration analysts had been using advanced financial surveillance techniques to follow suspected cartel proceeds as they moved through various laundering channels across Southern California. The breakthrough came when investigators traced suspicious cash flows back to multiple UPS distribution hubs in Los Angeles, Orange, and Riverside counties. What they discovered was a sophisticated operation that had been exploiting America's package delivery infrastructure to move enormous amounts of drug money disguised as legitimate business correspondence and commercial shipments. The cartel's method was ingenious in its simplicity. Criminal operatives were using UPS freight routes to transport high-value cash bundles hidden inside what appeared to be ordinary business parcels. These packages were addressed to various shell companies and safe houses throughout Southern California, creating a paper trail that looked completely legitimate to anyone without knowledge of the underlying criminal operation. Federal investigators estimate that this money laundering pipeline had been operating undetected for at least 18 months, moving an estimated $200 million in cartel proceeds through California's UPS network. The packages typically contained between $500,000 and $2 million each, vacuum sealed and disguised as electronic equipment, legal documents, or industrial samples. The discovery of the theft sent shockwaves through federal law enforcement agencies. Not only had cartels successfully infiltrated one of America's most trusted delivery services, but someone with inside access had managed to steal nearly $20 million without immediate detection. The implications for both national security and public trust were enormous. The suspect at the center of this investigation is a male driver in his late 30s, based in Los Angeles County, who had worked for UPS for nearly 7 years. According to federal sources, he had built an exemplary employment record, with co-workers and supervisors describing him as quiet, punctual, and extraordinarily dependable. His colleagues at the Inglewood UPS facility knew him as someone who rarely called in sick, consistently met delivery quotas, and volunteered for overtime shifts during busy periods like Christmas and Black Friday. Supervisors had praised his route efficiency and customer service ratings, making his sudden disappearance all the more shocking to those who worked alongside him daily. But federal investigators have uncovered evidence suggesting that the driver's reliable exterior masked significant financial pressures and growing criminal ambitions. Analysis of his financial records reveals a pattern of rapid wealth accumulation that began approximately 6 months ago, coinciding with the period when cartel money thefts are believed to have started. The most telling evidence comes from major purchases that far exceeded his legitimate UPS salary. Public records show he recently made a $400,000 down payment on a luxury home in Manhattan Beach, purchased 3 high-end vehicles, including a BMW X7 and Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon, and opened multiple investment accounts with initial deposits totaling over $1 million. When questioned by federal agents, his estranged wife revealed that he had claimed these purchases were funded by cryptocurrency investments and a small inheritance from a deceased relative. However, investigators have found no evidence supporting either explanation, leading them to conclude that the money came from his theft of cartel shipments. The suspect's personal background provides additional insight into how cartels may have recruited him for this operation. Born in Tijuana and raised in Los Angeles after his family immigrated when he was 12, he maintained connections to both sides of the border and spoke fluent Spanish, skills that would have made him valuable to cartel operatives seeking inside access to American delivery networks. The mechanics of how the suspect managed to steal $19.6 million from cartel shipments reveals a level of planning and inside knowledge that has impressed even veteran federal investigators. His position as a route delivery driver gave him access to high-value cargo manifests, allowing him to identify specific packages that contained cash rather than legitimate merchandise. Federal investigators believe the suspect used his knowledge of UPS tracking systems to create false delivery reroutes, diverting specific packages from their intended destinations to locations under his control. These rerouted packages would show as delivered in UPS systems while actually being intercepted before reaching their intended cartel recipients. The theft operation required sophisticated coordination and timing. The suspect had to identify cash-containing packages from shipping manifests, reroute them through UPS computer systems, intercept them during delivery runs, and dispose of the evidence, all while maintaining his normal delivery schedule and avoiding suspicion from supervisors, co-workers, or cartel operatives expecting their money. Surveillance footage from multiple UPS facilities has provided federal investigators with crucial evidence about how the operation worked. Security cameras captured the suspect meeting with an unmarked van during late-night delivery runs, transferring boxes believed to contain millions in cash to unidentified accomplices. The van, described by investigators as a white Ford Transit with covered license plates, appeared at different locations along the suspect's delivery routes over several months. The meetings typically lasted less than 10 minutes, with the suspect loading packages into the van before continuing his normal deliveries. This suggests a high degree of pre-planning and coordination with outside accomplices. Analysis of the suspect's delivery logs shows numerous instances where he reported packages as delivered to addresses that have no record of receiving them. In many cases, these phantom deliveries corresponded to the times and locations where surveillance cameras captured his meetings with the mysterious van. The cartel's reaction to the thefts provides additional evidence of the operation's scale and sophistication. Federal wiretaps have captured conversations between cartel operatives, expressing confusion and anger about missing money shipments. Some recordings include threats against UPS employees and discussions about infiltrating the company's security systems to identify the source of their losses. The FBI Los Angeles field office officially took control of the investigation after local authorities confirmed that the missing cash was linked to Sinaloa cartel money laundering operations. The federal involvement transformed what initially appeared to be an employee theft case into a major organized crime investigation with national security implications. Federal agents moved quickly to freeze assets and prevent the suspect from fleeing with the stolen money. Within hours of discovering the theft, investigators had obtained court orders to freeze his bank accounts, cryptocurrency wallets, and real estate holdings. However, they discovered that much of the stolen cash had already been moved through complex financial networks designed to obscure its origins. The FBI's investigation has revealed that the suspect didn't act alone. Federal agents now believe at least 2 warehouse employees and another delivery driver assisted in the theft operation. These accomplices allegedly helped identify cash-containing packages, provided access to secure areas of UPS facilities, and may have helped launder the stolen money through various financial channels. The warehouse employees, both based at the Inglewood facility where the suspect worked, are accused of providing him with advance notice about high-value shipments and helping him access packages outside his normal delivery route. One employee allegedly modified computer records to support the suspect's false delivery reports, while another provided after-hours access to secure storage areas. The second delivery driver, working out of a different UPS facility in Carson, is suspected of operating a parallel theft scheme that may have netted additional millions in cartel cash. Federal investigators believe this driver was recruited by the same criminal network and used similar methods to steal and reroute packages containing drug proceeds. Federal agents are now monitoring border crossings, airports, and cryptocurrency exchanges for any activity connected to the theft. The suspect's dual citizenship and family connections in Mexico have made him a particular flight risk, prompting increased surveillance at legal border crossings between California and Baja California. The involvement of Sinaloa cartel money in this theft has elevated the case from a simple employee crime to a matter of national security and international law enforcement cooperation. The Sinaloa cartel, one of Mexico's most powerful and violent criminal organizations, has been increasingly using legitimate American businesses to launder drug proceeds and move cash across borders. Federal investigators have identified the specific cartel cell that was using UPS to transport their money, revealing a sophisticated operation that had been moving millions of dollars monthly through Southern California's delivery networks. This cell, led by a lieutenant known only as El Contador, the accountant, had been operating money laundering schemes throughout the Los Angeles area for over 2 years. The cartel's use of UPS represents a significant evolution in money laundering tactics. Rather than relying on traditional methods like cash-intensive businesses or bulk cash smuggling, they had successfully embedded their operations within America's legitimate commercial infrastructure. This approach provided both security and plausible deniability, as the packages appeared to be routine business shipments. Wiretap conversations between cartel operatives have revealed their shock and anger at the theft of their money. In one recorded conversation, a cartel lieutenant is heard threatening to find the rat and make an example of whoever stole their shipments. These threats have prompted federal agents to offer protective custody to UPS employees who may have information about the case. The cartel's reaction has also provided federal investigators with valuable intelligence about the scope of their money laundering operations. Intercepted communications suggest that the UPS pipeline was just one component of a much larger network that includes infiltration of other delivery services, logistics companies, and financial institutions across the Southwest. Perhaps most concerning for law enforcement is evidence suggesting that the Sinaloa cartel has systematically recruited insiders at multiple shipping and logistics companies throughout California. The UPS theft may represent just the tip of an iceberg involving widespread corruption of America's commercial transportation and delivery networks. UPS issued an official statement within hours of news breaking about the theft, pledging full cooperation with federal investigators and emphasizing the company's commitment to security and customer trust. The statement acknowledged that the company was working with law enforcement to understand how their systems had been compromised and to prevent similar incidents in the future. Behind the scenes, UPS executives are reportedly conducting a comprehensive review of their security protocols, employee background check procedures, and package tracking systems. The company has hired external cybersecurity firms to audit their computer networks and identify potential vulnerabilities that may have been exploited by the suspect and his accomplices. The theft has also prompted UPS to implement new security measures at facilities throughout Southern California. These include enhanced surveillance systems, random cargo inspections, and mandatory reporting of unusual shipping patterns or customer behavior. The company is also working with federal agencies to develop new protocols for identifying and flagging suspicious packages. Social media erupted with speculation and concern about cartels infiltrating delivery networks following news of the theft. Many posts expressed shock that criminal organizations had successfully embedded operations within such trusted and ubiquitous services. Twitter and Facebook discussions ranged from conspiracy theories about widespread corruption to legitimate concerns about the security of package delivery systems. Residents throughout Los Angeles County have expressed particular alarm about the case. Maria Rodriguez, a longtime UPS customer in East LA, told local news, "You worry about porch pirates stealing your Amazon packages, but you never think about the delivery guy himself being involved in a $19 million cartel operation. It makes you wonder who you can trust." The case has also prompted discussions among security experts about the vulnerabilities of America's package delivery infrastructure. Several analysts have warned that the UPS theft may inspire copycat crimes and could lead to increased targeting of delivery workers by criminal organizations seeking inside access to shipping networks. As the manhunt continues and the investigation expands, this case stands as a stark reminder of how deeply criminal organizations have embedded themselves within American commercial life. The trusted UPS driver who delivered packages to suburban homes and businesses had secretly become a key player in a multi-million-dollar money laundering operation that connected Mexican cartels to American streets. The resolution of this case will likely set important precedents for how law enforcement agencies investigate and prosecute criminal infiltration of legitimate businesses, while also influencing security practices throughout the logistics and delivery industry. For now, federal agents continue their search for a man who managed to steal nearly $20 million and disappear, leaving behind a trail of evidence that has exposed one of the most sophisticated money laundering operations ever discovered within America's package delivery networks.